That's my actual dog. Look at her just sleeping all cute. Oh, she's awake. There's one eyeball and the other eyeball. All right. I have pulled for you, my friend, another 3-card spread. My plan is to do this every single week at the beginning of the week. I want to tell you a few things as we begin. Number one, what I always do before I pull these cards is I open my own Akashic Records. As many of you know, I'm an Akashic Records healer, Divine Light Channel, Akashic Records reader. Okay, what are the Akashic Records? Google it. I don't feel like it right now. Now, I open the Akashic Records of myself, and I'm asking my guides and the divine, hey, do I need to open the records of the people who are going to listen? Because you can pretty much open the records of any group of people. So I'll say shall I open the records of the group of people that are going to listen to this in the future? And I keep getting a no. What they want me to do is just be in my records and then ask a question on behalf of all the people who are going to listen. There's my cat. Wow, what an on-cue meow, Kismet. Well done. All right, so this time I was very aware of last week's read because when you get the rock bottom card, it's not like a small, subtle energy, rock bottom. If the universe is saying you're hitting rock bottom, and by the way, if you haven't heard last week's read, maybe listen to last week's read. It's 7 minutes long, and it's a fun time. You'll have a great time. When you hit rock bottom, it usually takes a lot of time and energy and concentration and the application of the will, or you could say effort, to choose new behaviors, create a whole new set of patterns, make all new choices, and so on and so forth. Here's the cat up close. So I'm pulling cards and I'm thinking, geez, universe, you gave him the rock bottom card last week. How you gonna, it will be, I remember the actual thought I had was, as I was praying and meditating and sitting in the space, was it will be interesting if this week's cards are go surfing on a rainbow, everything's wonderful, whee! Because I don't know, that would feel a little inconsistent to me, given that it's only been a week. So I'm shuffling, this is the process I do. Probably the next video I make, I'll start by shuffling on camera, just so you watch how I do this. Anyway, I'm shuffling and I'm just going show me when to stop, show me when to stop. I always get a yes of when to stop, which we'll talk about my yeses and nos another time. And I got a very clear yes, and here is the spread that we got today. Recent past, present moment, future outcome. Look at that. Stupid freaking rock bottom card is right there in the freaking middle position. If I recall correctly, and I usually don't, I think it was in the first position, the recent past position last week. Now here it is in the present moment, which is interesting because it is moving forward in time. It's not in the past position, it's in the present position. This is the most, it's such a literal read again. It's 1 + 2 is 3. I can do math. So you guys are that's the easiest piece of math that just happened. I understand. We have let's go through it and then we'll talk more. We have the cleaning house card on the far left. Before I even read what the words are in the book, I'm just going to say what I'm getting here in the space. I mean, you have to clean house in order to discover you've hit rock bottom. You can't know you're hitting rock bottom if you're still in denial. Cleaning house is okay, I'm going to look at my stuff. I'm going to inventory my life. I'm going to go, okay, this is how I behave on dates. This is what I'm doing with my partner. This is how I handle money. This is what I don't want to be doing, but I do it out of a codependent need to do it for people-pleasing reasons. This is where I'm choosing things that exhaust me. This is where I put the dog before myself. This is where I think taking care of myself makes me selfish, which is a really popular one with empath, spiritual, creative types like you. You're probably one of those people, or you wouldn't be listening to a random lady talk about cards on the internet. Okay, so you've done some house cleaning, you have to have, in order to wake up to the fact that you can no longer go on the way you've been going. And you're sitting right now in the present going, shit, I can no longer go forward doing things the way I've been doing it. I know for myself lately, I've had a lot of stuff about like cleaning up the way I eat. My freaking energy field is so freaking light and charged up and bright lately because of all the freaking energy work I do. Check out katierubin.com/energy healing to learn about that. I'm constantly doing energy healing work, and I recently had, okay, I'll go ahead and tell you, yes, it's crazy, but put on your big girl panties and get ready. There is a race of light beings called the Mintakans that recently visited an episode of my podcast. On my podcast, we open the Akashic Records for the guest and ask whatever they want to ask, and my co-host Cassidy Brown and I just like riff about it and be comedians about it. These freaking beings of light, people might call them aliens. I don't really like that term because it's associated with all kinds of stupid bullshit that the world has attached to what beings of light from other dimensions and planets are. But let's just say they're a race of beings that live at a different frequency of light and consciousness, okay? This particular race, I've dealt with the Syrians and the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the Lyrans and all of the freaking beings of light that we're all the woo-woo people are always talking to and talking with and receiving info from. Never before have I felt energy like what the Mintakans delivered. Never before. I've worked with the strongest healers that I think probably exist on this planet. Never felt energy like this. It was like getting sandblasted with the fastest, brightest, speediest, deepest, qualityless light I've ever experienced. Since that blasted through my system, I like can't get away with eating bullshit. My body's like, and I, it's weird. I don't even want to get away with it. I'm just like, it's not an actual getaway. I don't get away with anything. I suffer quickly when I eat like a blizzard at 10 o'clock at night. No. And this is the thing I've been working on in my whole life over and over so many times with the food, with the sugar, and don't judge yourself, and blah, 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 blah. All I can tell you is this resonates with regard to, for me, with regard to how I'm behaving with what I'm putting in my mouth. Now, the outcome card, I'm just giving you an example so you have a sense of things. Details. Not one of my personal favorite cards. Not a fan. Not a real big fan of details. I prefer to like delegate detail things to other people or avoid them or deal with them because you have to in life. But like, I'm not thrilled about it. I don't enjoy details. There's a lot of people out there who do. I envy those people. Like if you're out there listening, you're like, I love details. I'm going, good for you, Virgo. Aquarius with Pisces moon and Sag rising over here doesn't give a fuck about the fucking details. Except that I have to because I'm a human on the earth. So I've learned to do it. I'm just saying it's not my inclination, and I don't enjoy it that much. Now, let's read what the book has to say. In the recent past position, we have the cleaning house card. Here's the gist. It's time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. This is your recent past, what you've probably just been dealing with and discovering in the past week or 2 or 3 or 4 months. 6 months. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Did we get this card also in last week's read? I'm going to pull it up. I can't remember. It seems familiar. By the way, I pulled a bunch of 3-card reads for some students of mine in a healing class that I have. Check out katierubin.com/energy healing to learn about my classes. And there was a lot of the rock bottom card and the cleaning house card for individuals. I shuffled the shit out of these decks, you guys. I shuffled the shit out of them. This is just happening in consciousness for all of us right now. Okay, you get the point. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in the world. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much bigger things. By the way, this is the deck I love the most and I'm using right now to pull these cards. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. How fun is that? Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest. Clean house. Wah, wah. I also just realized how this resonates for me on some stuff that I've just had to clean house about, which was incredibly uncomfortable, but I did it. You know why? Because I'm a grown-up and I take care of my shit. Are you going to be a grown-up? Let's find out. Present moment card, rock MF bottom. I will be cussing, by the way. Oh, yes. I just didn't feel like it right there. We're not children, America. Calm down. You can cuss and be spiritual. What? Come to my comedy show August 15th and experience that. 7 p.m. There's a Twitch link. We'll put it into the thing that's associated with this video. Okay, rock bottom. Surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. We've talked about that before. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. I hear that one. My startup disk is almost full. Well, hang on, computer. We have things to do. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear, like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. I feel like that speaks for itself, and we've already discussed it. So let's look at the details. Details card. Watch, I'm going to look back at last week's thing, and it's the same 3 cards, just in a different order. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. I truly don't remember. I'm also in the records, and I get extra spacey in the records, so there you have it. This is the outcome. This is what comes of you having swept clean house, gotten present to the fact that you're at rock bottom, and now what? The outcome is going to be the following. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's assigned to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. Clarity and transparency are key. I think we're going to come back to that in a second. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. So, one of the things most human beings I've encountered are frequently re-hitting bottom with is as empathetic people, our unwillingness to see the truth when it's right in front of us. So, you might be in a relationship, for example, where someone is repeatedly just not giving you what you need, or not showing up, or berating you, or doing actively harmful things, whatever it is. But you will gloss over that and go like, yeah, but I don't want to be judgmental. We love that one. I don't want to judge them. It's not judgment when you're aware that something's not working for you. Or you'll finally get up the courage to ask for your needs to be met, but then they won't get met, but then you stick around anyway. So codependent fear of being alone, fear of being left, fear of being judged, fear of being not a part of the tribe, fear of being cast out of what other people think is a whatever team of cool or whatever. Man, that's a big one that keeps people trapped. So the details card, like if you're hitting bottom right this minute, understand that taking action on moving forward with a new plan or a new way of functioning, whether it's with a relationship or food or drugs or alcohol or your closet or your family or your job, your career or whatever it is, your garden, whatever it is, in order to right the ship of your life, you're going to need to be specific about it. Speaking of ships, like if you think about sailing, if any of you have ever been sailing, you can't just like get on a sailboat and press go and then the boat drives. You gotta pull up the thingies and put the other things over here and wrap that guy over there and lift up the thingies, and then if the wind's coming like this, you gotta go over there, and then if the wind's coming here, you gotta do this over here. I don't know how to sail. But my point is that the specifics of how to turn a boat to another direction exist and matter. So too do the specifics, the details of how you're going to right the ship of your life. So don't think like, oh, if I'm going to lose weight and change the way I'm eating, I can just like, wing it and figure it out. Probably not. Probably not. You're going to need a plan, and you're going to need some structure, and you're going to need to be pretty damn specific about it, which is like, write down your food, Katie. Just write it down. You feel bloated, you feel gross. Notice what makes you feel bloated and gross. Write it down. It's not that hard. Be present to the details. All right, record keepers. Is there anything else for the people? No, we've said it all. And that's a nice 16-minute, 22-second video. I love you guys. Check out katierubin.com/energy healing. I'm busy. I don't know when I would fit you in, but check it out anyway. Join healing class. We start August 23rd. It's a 7-week class. Big, profound energy healing at the top of each class. 2 hours every Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. California time. And then you get to ask your questions of your own record keepers. Through me, everybody asks questions in the class about anything and everything. Mostly healing related, but about whatever you want. And stand-up comedy show, live streamed, August 15th, 7 p.m. I'll put the link in association with this video. Love you. I woke up the dog when I sang high notes.